Hey everybody, welcome back to Two Bears Homestead, and if you're new here, my name is Paul. I'm glad to see you and I hope you stick around. So tonight I totally spaced making dinner. I had chicken defrosted in the refrigerator and I just started doing things around the house, and before I knew it, it's literally like 6:40 p.m. and nothing cooking. So I'm doing one of my standby quick meals. It's all pantry driven. It's literally just a stovetop meal, chicken and rice, and it's kind of like my cheater standby meal. So I'll be using things right out of the pantry, gravy that I made, and then I have a little bit of broth here as backup in case I need to thin it a little bit. But it's just a quick pan ready, chicken and rice thing. So I figured I'd bring you along and to show you how one of the bears just winged together a dinner. So here we go. Just chop up some onions, and I'm using a little bit of coconut oil and a little bit of olive oil to season the pan. And I love this olive oil. If you can see it, it's a pesto flavor, and this is just like the best stuff ever. Local olive oil company, but if you look at the label, this is a very common label, so I can almost guarantee that you've seen this in the store somewhere. So go ahead, get the pan seasoned. Throw in the onion. I also happen to have a couple of pieces of pepper left over in the refrigerator, so I'm just going to throw them in. Just a little, just using up what's on hand. While that is starting, I am going to go ahead and get the water ready for the rice. A little bit of salt here. While that is getting ready, the chicken I have is right out of my freezer. I vacuum seal in portions that I need for one dinner, and I pre-cut what I'm going to use. So when I get a bunch of chicken, I will portion it out for meals for two, and then I will also cut them up and just portion that out. That way it saves me a step, and it also helps keep the the kitchen a little bit more sanitary, a little cleaner by just having it on hand ready to roll. Go ahead and get the rice on. Now that the chicken is getting mostly cooked, go ahead and I add my peppers. I like the peppers to be a little more solid. Don't want them to cook down too much. So while I letting this brown a little bit, I went outside to the garden and I picked a little bit of parsley and a little bit of oregano for just a little bit of seasoning, and that's pretty much all the flavor that's going to go in there. Lower the heat. See, the gravy was a little thick, so I always bring an extra jar of broth with me to thin it out a little bit. Because it'll thicken up a little bit. Pepper, because I like pepper. cover it a jar, let it simmer for a little bit, turn the heat down, and that is pretty much it. We just need to let it cook a little bit and let the chicken finish cooking throughout and just get the flavors to marry, and we are done. And now the rice water is just about ready. It's almost to a boil. Now I could use chicken broth for the rice, but I just, I wanted to have it on hand. It's I'm not that fussy tonight, but I am going to probably slosh it here a little bit, get some of that gravy out of that as well. Rice water is boiling. Dinner's on the stove. When you're looking at making a meal like this, my goal for myself anyway is to make it as less fussy as possible and the less mess or the least mess as possible. So when you look at my workspace, this is literally the jars, the oil. I already put the coconut oil away. Can opener, lids, and the cutting board, and the scissors I went outside to cut the herbs, and then that stuff there is going to go in the freezer. That's it. So literally, aside from the dishes, I have 2 pots and a cutting board, and everything but the pots and the knife will go in the dishwasher. So this is a no muss, no fuss meal for sure. So I just had a fit of inspiration. Because I use coconut oil, there is a coconut scent or aroma, if you will. And sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. But tonight I did, and I remembered that I have pineapple in the pantry. So I'm running over to the pantry and I'm gonna get some pineapple. I'm just gonna, I'll probably dump the liquid in to give it a coconutty pineapple flavor. So I mean, it's just, again, this is a wing job. We're making this up as we go along here. This here is my freezer bag for broth making, or when I make bone broth or stock. I literally just put all my onion scraps right in the bag. And in the freezer it goes. Okay, the time is 7:15 and we are ready to serve dinner. That's how fast it is. It's literally just waiting for the rice to cook. And there it is. Fast dinner, chicken and rice ball. Now let's get it on the table and let's taste it. Okay, so here we go. Pretty good.
Yeah, it is. Very good.
I like putting pepper in a little bit late because I like the pepper to have a little bit of a crunch to it. So I'm glad I figured out or remembered that I had pineapple in the pantry. So just a quick note, I mean, this literally took me 20 minutes to get going, and I just had to let it cook for a little bit, so let's call it a 30-minute meal. Eat your heart out, Rachel Ray. And you can do this with any gravy that you have. You can do this with, chopped meat and, well, I call it chopped meat, but it's hamburger down here in the South, apparently.
Yes, it is.
So you can do it, just quick meal, brown it up with some onions, throw some beef gravy in there, put it over rice or over pasta, tomato sauce. This with the chicken, if you don't have the homemade gravy in the pantry like I did, you can use packaged gravy. It's a quick, easy meal, no muss, no fuss. You can have it done in a half hour and you're on with your night. So that's about it. So we'll see you on the next one. Thanks again.